Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. TWCL Group D. We are searching the two remaining quarterfinal players, and one of those players will advance and join the likes of Lawlight, Remind, Focus, Minuk, Believe, and Lucifer in the quarterfinal of this beautiful Twitch-sponsored event that we are witnessing right here in the midst of the day. Live from Korea in the yellow trunks. We have the fifth race, Moon, who is back to Warcraft in the bottom left here of Secret Valley. In the upper right, we have Czech playing the red colors, and of course been around for 14 years of Warcraft. This is basically a combined 26 years of Warcraft fighting each other.
Yeah, these guys are there like right from the start, especially Czech. Moon, also one of the guys who's playing this game. It feels like forever. He's always been part of that scene, and he was on top of that scene for like maybe he was the guy who was on top for the longest period of time.
Yeah.
I cannot really think of anyone else who was on top of everything for such a long time.
I think the first major tournament win of Moon was 2003, and he was in the grand final of WCG in 2013, so 10 years on top for Moon. This is so nuts.
Yeah,
Despite playing, I think he tried to play StarCraft as well, right? So in 2013 he played Warcraft and StarCraft in GSL. Just an incredible person that is.
Yeah, I think he had an into the Extreme Masters where he went for second or third place. And he played Zerg and he was pretty good. But he felt that it's not as much fun as it was like playing Warcraft, and then he stopped playing StarCraft all of the sudden because he also had to attend to the army. So let's see what Moon has to offer here. Getting back in shape, playing more and more Warcraft. He also made this announcement that he really wants to commit and that he got the free time to do that. So he's really committed to Warcraft again, and he wants to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's streaming on Douyu. I don't know how often. I guess every day. Not so sure about that. But yeah, his weakness has been and is Knight of Mirror. We saw matches against Remind, where he just got completely annihilated. He beat Sonic though 2-1, but Sonic is of course not world class level. Czech is. Czech, I don't know, man. Throughout his entire career, he has never been on top level. I guess he never won a major tournament, despite the team leagues with SK, for example, or World Elite, I guess. So I don't really know how good his mirror is, but recently he's been in top shape, man. Ranked 3 in Rust Brain Cup, splendid performance at the PGL. So in my opinion, Czech is the favorite here.
Yeah, I also kind of cheer for Czech. He was also one of the guys. He played Orc very, very good against Undead back then. He really liked to play Orc also in 2 vs 2. Then he also was a pro player for StarCraft for quite some time. Also played Zerg. So this guy is really an RTS professional. And when it comes down to Knight of Mirror, he has proven himself to be one of the best or among the best players in the world. And yeah, everybody is kind of looking forward to Czech performing better and better. Also on NetEase, he was falling off a little bit in the first season of the NetEase ladder, but right now he's like super strong and super scary.
All right. So, harass from Czech right away, but Moon, of course, knows how to protect his wisps. Nothing gets killed at the moment. The first Huntress by Moon immediately, so attack a little delayed due to the early Huntress Soul, but the attack is halfway through as well. Demon Hunter of Moon creeping at the same time, getting the claws, getting the circlet, has the boots already, so the inventory for the fifth race looking very, very good. On the other side we have boots as well, plus the circlet for Czech, so it's only that plus 6 damage that is lacking for the uncle.
Oh god, this game, mirror match like it couldn't be any more.
Yeah.
And now he's going for the fountain on the other side, also getting the item there. So everything is pretty much back to normal. But now we can see that Moon is going for some sneaky creeping here, maybe going for the expansion. And Czech could actually go and check that one out. If he would only be like 1 second slower.
Yeah. We saw that expansion play by Moon at WCA against Sushishi, Lawlight, and Warchief, and that heavily backfired. I guess he knew that he had to take some risks because he's not on the level of the other players. right now, I think he doesn't have to rely on such risky plays.
I'm not sure why he's sticking around for that creep spot. I think he should just let go of it. But whatsoever, he's keeping his units close to that creep spot, trying to get rid of the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter of Czech has to be careful. He lost a lot of HP already. Now going for the Healing Fawn once again. He's getting the 2 Ancient of Laws inside his main base, as well as the tier 3 tag already, when this is actually being revealed, when they actually check out the main base. And I think Moon is doing the very same thing. But yeah, you said it. Throughout WCA, Moon was kind of trying to play the solo Demon Hunter, and this was something that didn't really work out as planned. Not sure if people implement it into their play, but it can definitely work. There's definitely a spot for this solo Demon Hunter, but against the Keeper, I think you just fall off way too hard.
Definitely. Sushi tried it as well to play the DH solo, but he failed as well. So I don't think it's just purely the lack of practice at the moment that didn't make this work, but also this is just, you mentioned it, if there's a keeper against you with Entangle, and especially with the Thorns Aura against you, then you basically have no choice in a bear fight. No chance.
True. So far, everything is like, yeah, to be honest, it's pretty boring. Both of the players decide to creep, no action going on. They would just want to have some more experience, some more levels. Of course, it's really important to win the first map in a best of 3 series. I can only say it one more time, because just by having that one map advantage over your opponent and having this little boost of self-esteem by winning the first map, it just gives you so much more momentum going into that second map. And since it's all about getting into that playoffs and playing against the remaining 8 players or 7 players excluding yourself for 1.5k, I guess, yeah, it's definitely worth playing it safe here.
Of course, both players will have a chance once they drop down to the losers bracket to fight either Reprisal or Jaizo, so it's they are not completely eliminated if they lose this one. But of course, this would be the easy way to go into the quarterfinals. Check already checking the shop out, getting that Invo potion and the heal scroll. On the other side, we see the big heal potion on his hero, on this first hero. Moon's creeping the same spot, of course, trying to level up the Keeper of the Grove as well. So it's going to be interesting who's going for what upgrades. I think the Reddit thread exposed that the defense upgrades are always slightly better, but it's not the biggest of deals. Claw +9 for Czech, right?
Yep, a lot of damage going in favor of that Demon Hunter, yo. On the other side, Keeper will get the level 2, or is it? No, actually didn't get the level 2, but is getting close. Moon's Keeper of the Grove is already level 2, but the Demon Hunter level 3? Yes, he is also level 3. So far, I think Moon got a slight advantage in terms of hero levels. But on the other hand, it's not such a big advantage overall. So now he's getting the Orb of Venom here for Czech, as well as the Staff of Preservation most likely. The Bears should hit the Master upgrade anytime soon. And then they will go for the bigger creep spots.
Yeah, it's just 35 seconds until the Master upgrade is done, so we can expect a fight rather soon. But yeah, the Demon Hunter of Czech looking scary. Let's see what the big red drakes are dropping here. Plus 13 damage on the Demon Hunter of Moon. And yeah, red drake, we're waiting for it. Of course, the Vamp Aura could turn things around. And it is... Okay, we don't know Korean, so we have no idea.
Yeah, I remember that feeling playing WCA. You never knew what item it is until you pick it up.
That's of course a little disadvantage, but yeah, red spot creep. And that is... Come on. Okay, the Medallion of Courage. It's okay-ish for the Keeper. More sustainability, more mana points, but of course you're looking for that big auras.
Yeah, definitely. Especially the speed auras are the good ones. So far, we don't know about the upgrades for the Bears, which is also something really important. You pointed it out. But we don't know about the upgrade count of either of the players. Ancient of War is going to the green camp on the other side of the map. Definitely worth it, making the traveling distance. Maybe going to hit the main base with that Ancient of War. But yeah, the guys that we are actually broadcasting or rebroadcasting are not paying attention to the upgrades. Now we see a defense upgrade. The first one is being queued here for Czech, so no upgrade in terms of defense yet for him. One bear is being caught off guard. And now Moon is applying pressure and forcing Check to Town Portal. So good stuff here for Mr. Moon. Killing one bear as well as forcing the Town Portal. Now the Dispel as well as the Staff of Preservation to keep the bear alive. So a huge commitment. Bear is lost, Town Portal is lost, and he's forcing him into a position, into a concave area that's actually very bad for Check here.
Yeah, he can't really fight that with the Engine of War. He's trying to walk in there with the bears, but yeah, you mentioned it. It's horrible. Demon Hunter dropping fairly low of Moon. He has to be careful, but there's an Invo Potion. Oh, gotta keep it with 10 HP. Holy cow. He has to pick up the bears, though. They were in a horrible place, and now he's focusing on the Demon Hunter of Check, using that big heal pot and the Invo Potion, so he got a lot of items out of this one.
Yeah, very hesitant. Using both of the items, definitely not worth it. Definitely not like something that you want to do, because the healing potion is keeping you alive. You don't use you need the Invo Potion on top of that. 700 gold for Moon. I guess he's setting up some more Moonwells at home so that he can actually go over 50 supply. On the other side, we can see that Czech is barely able to establish a 50 supply army right now with this amount of gold. A healing scroll for Moon here for the Demon Hunter. No Invo Potion, but he's still got the Town Portal, so he's still kind of safe. Now we have 2 Staffs of Preservation here on the side of Czech, while Moon already got the 2 of them. And he's waiting for another healing scroll, maybe. He got 2 already, one on the Demon, one on the Keeper of the Grove. And now another fight breaks out.
Yeah, he fights without the Demon Hunter, and he has to buy some time. He only now walks back into the fight. Nice staff by Czech. There is no staff for Moon, losing that first bear. This might give Czech the edge, but here's his Demon Hunter finally. Raw on both sides, and Rejuvenation being dispelled immediately. Czech is losing bear after bear after bear. This is looking good for Moon, and he still has the items. Thanks to shop control, he might be winning this. Nice healing on that bear again, and the staff saving this one over and over again. Holy cow, now Moon finally losing his first bear. Demon Hunter is still kind of down, but leveling up now, giving him some HP back, but only level 4 now by Czech. And Tangle hits another bear, being dispelled, but maybe too late. Yeah, Mana Burn and the Dryads kill him off. So it's only 2 bears for Czech and a few Dryads, still up at 50. Oh, everything is low! He used the healing, and can the Demon Hunter get in there? Invo Potion being used. First one down, second one down. Oh boy, this is horrible for Czech. Keeper of the Grove being staffed out. Third bear about to die due to the Mana Burn kill. Town portaling out just to be safe. Sending that army away, not losing anything. Perfect fight by Moon, I'd say.
Yeah, that move going in for all the kills. He knew that he staffed out at least 2 bears, 3 bears were there in the back of the base. Super low HP. He already got the Town Portal, or he still got the Town Portal on the Demon Hunter. And he just knew that if he goes for that, he can kill 3 bears at the cost of a Town Portal. Okay, on top of things, he used the Invo Potion to not be entangled between trees. But this was definitely worth it.
Okay.
Definitely worth it. What a play.
Let's see how Czech wants to get back into this game. He has to invest so much into his army. All the money that Moon can use to get back to the shops. Getting heal scrolls, getting Invo Potions, maybe even getting protection scrolls. And now he's going for the red spot. And if there's a big item, then the game might be decided. But Czech is very, very close by. He can't interrupt the creeping, I guess. Oh, well, can he? No. Big Entangle and Mana Burn being used, and it is the Catgus Pipe of Insight. More mana regeneration on Dryads and Bears. This means more Raw, more Dispel, more Reju.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the best items that he could potentially get from that spot. Right now, he can just retreat from there, force Czech into really bad positions. Is there an Entangle on the Demon Hunter? No, he knows that he can just free him with the Dryads, so no chance to do that. Yeah, but Moon definitely getting the better stuff everywhere. Getting the better concaves, getting the better fights, forcing his opponents into weird fighting positions, pulling off this little kinda nice things, killing off a few bears every now and there. Not sure about the upgrade count, not sure about the healing scroll count. So far we see one of healing scroll on the Demon Hunter as well as one healing scroll on the Keeper of the Grove from Moon here. Not sure about Czech. He's even getting an Invo Potion as well as a Town Portal on his first hero. So he's playing it super safe. Now we can finally see what Czech has to offer. He got a protection scroll on the Keeper of the Grove as well as a healing scroll. You don't want to fight in your opponent's base because there's always this defender's advantage. Your units spawn faster as well as the Moonwoods in the back of the base. It's always a great thing to have. So basically try to force your opponent into weird spots, into bad concave areas, or just into like economical disadvantage by expanding somewhere on the map, so that he's kind of forced to come over. So 1-2 upgrades here for Czech, and I guess 1-0 upgrades for Moon, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. Well, Moon has
Same amount.
1 to
Same
2.
amount of upgrades.
And the 2-2 upgrade is coming as well.
And there's the expo from Moon, hidden at a spot where Czech crapped earlier. Always something that I like to see. The cheeky expo that is not to be expected from your opponent. And now we see that Czech is not giving a fuck about the defender's advantage, and he's going towards Moon's main base. He wants to fight, and the fight breaks out right now.
58 food for Czech. I want to know the numbers of Moon, but the concave is looking okay for Czech this time. Definitely better than last time. Moon has to regroup. Oh my god, he's losing a lot of damage resetting that fight, or trying to reset that fight, but he's getting closer to the Moon. Well, stepping that one bear out, of course, Steph on cooldown now. And still, the position for Czech looks a lot better, getting that almost surrounding the Demon Hunter of Moon at the moment. Invu Potion being popped on both first heroes.
Yeah, he has to be careful. The Demon Hunter doesn't have anything anymore to stay alive. I'm not sure if he still got Dispel. Demon Hunter very out of position. There has to be careful. Whoa, got stepped out, but mana burn. I'm not sure if he died in the main base. I don't see a red dot. Oh, of course, now we see a red dot moving in the main base, so he's still alive. Keeper of the Grove from Czech has to be careful. The bear is microed out with a little bit of HP. The Keeper has to be super careful. Demon Hunter is not chasing him. Another bear has to be careful here from Czech. It's dropping red, but now the Keeper of the Grove from Moon is dead. Demon Hunter going up to level 5, I guess. Keeping track of that Keeper. Is Demon Hunter fast enough to keep track of it? Can he step him out? The mana burn is killing it. The Dryad was not able to slow down the Demon Hunter here from Czech, and I think at this point, Moon is just losing unit after unit. 47 supply for Czech against 34 or 37 here. Is he able to keep that advantage alive?
Wow, Czech staffing out that bear with 1 HP. Holy cow, level 5 on the Demon Hunter of Moon surrounded that bear. Staffing another bear out, getting the last hit now. Staff is on cooldown. Demon Hunter definitely have to carry here. Oh, Moon is losing another bear. Mana burn, but can't get the kill. Can't get it. The control of Moon just too good. Czech trying to get the 2 bears out, but I think the Demon Hunter will just... Oh my god! Town Portal! He got the last hits and Town Portals out. How much juice is in those Moon Wills? Almost nothing. He has Rejuvenation, but he has to buy time at the same time. Mana burn! Not enough.
Yeah, what a place for a Dryad to dispel everything. If he could only dispel that Reju on the Demon Hunter as well as the bears, and now he's going for the Healing Fountain to charge up again, and the Demon Hunter, look at the experience bar.
Yeah. We are about to witness the ultimate of the Demon Hunter, one of the strongest in the game. He has an entire level advantage over Czech, and this is an ultimate that you can't skip, that you can't ignore, that you have to run away from. Whew.
But what a game. He had to cancel the expansion because he knew that he will need the resources. But how smart from Czech. Czech knew that his opponent is banking, like throughout the game, he was banking gold, getting upgrades, catching up in upgrades. So Czech is like, do you know what? I will get a protection scroll, I will get a healing scroll, and I don't give a fuck anymore. I will just go for your base and produce before I go there. So he hit him with 58 supply when Moon was still at 50. So he got 2 bears advantage, and on top of things, he had the protection scroll that was like leading the fight, as well as the better concave when it started. If he didn't lose that Keeper, I think Czech would have been in a fantastic spot.
Yeah. Alright. This might be another expansion attempt of Moon. But we're about to witness 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bears for Czech, if I counted correctly. Only 4 for Moon, is that right?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
But if this Demon Hunter gets close to level 6 or gets that level 6... then the game is turned around at this very spot. And he only needs to kill, like, I think, 1 more bear to achieve that.
Czech is finally catching up upgrade-wise. It's going to be the 2-2 for him. I think Moon is still on 2-2 as well. But he needs that few experience points. Whew.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that you can keep every bear alive, and that sooner or later the Demon Hunter will hit level 6.
Yeah. Maybe get the second staff if you don't have it already. to just delay the ultimate by a bit, and of course try to mana burn the shit out of the Demon Hunter. But of
Yeah.
course he doesn't really know how far ahead the leveling of the Demon Hunter is. He can assume it, but he doesn't really know it.
Yeah, he can only assume it. The Demon Hunter was already level 5 when the fight started, I guess. He killed the Keeper, he killed a few bears.
Okay. Yeah.
So, by seeing that, I think he could have gotten the idea about it. If he sees the mana potion on the Demon Hunter, I think he knows. This would be the biggest tell. But so far, there's no mana potion on him. Keeper completely blank for both of the heroes, I guess, both of the players, I guess. And now the gold mines are drained completely. 64 supply for Moon. 2 upgrades, I think. I haven't seen any update on these upgrades. And now we finally see Czech getting units. He will go up to 66 supply. So supply will be about equal. It all comes down if Czech can keep his units alive or prevent the Demon Hunter from getting that important level 6.
Yeah.
But I think the Archer and the Raid could also be enough. If he tangles one of the bears that is not in bear form and he mana burns him, he's always 50% HP. Yeah, it's super. I think you cannot prevent it now. Even the Wisp is about to die. Wow, detonate in very last second. That would be unfortunate.
Well, it wouldn't have been enough though for the level 6, but of course one step closer to the ultimate. I guess there's one heal scroll for Moon. I guess there's one heal scroll for Czech. If I saw that correctly. The main gold mines are dry. So Czech knows, okay, he's walking up there with his Tree of Eternity. I guess he has no Nature's Blessing on his units.
No, I don't think so. Moon got Nature's Blessing.
Okay.
I'm not sure about... I don't think that... the Czech got it. You can see the speed. They uprooted at the same time, I guess.
Yeah, Moon
And
is
that
walking
speed is
at
really...
the 9 o'clock position with his Expo. Continues to mine. Czech is going for the 3 o'clock position. No, none of the players are going for the red spots. Both have one shop in their back to get to fall back into.
And they really know how important that concave area is. They
Yeah.
really know it. Moon is setting up his concave there perfectly. If Czech only runs into that, he is like in all sorts of trouble. And actually, there is Nature's Blessing on Czech, so he kind of started running later, or he just got a little bit more gold there in the end. Let's see what's going on right now. He's using regeneration on all the units so that he can actually break the concave there. Now forcing his opponent to use all his rejuvenation. This is something that they really like to do before the fight breaks out. They use rejuvenation on the bears because they know that it will last longer like this.
Okay,
Very well played by both of them.
When is Czech losing the first bear? That's the big question in this fight. When will we see Metamorphosis from the Demon Hunter? He's about to lose one in the bottom here, 2 at the same time, and there it is! No, not yet. There it is, level 6 on the Demon Hunter. There is immediate Metamorphosis, and Czech better run away here. Everything is dropping red. This is chaos damage. This is splash damage. This is increased attack speed. This is everything doing well for Moon, and just look how he racks through the army of Night Elf. This is GG. Metamorphosis wins him this fight in the end after 24 minutes. It's the 1-0 advantage for the Moon.
For the Moon, yeah. And we have to say he had the upper hand throughout the entire game. The only thing where Czech was looking superior was the fight inside Moon's main base. And then he messed up a little bit by losing that Keeper, even though the Demon Hunter already came back from that main base. I think he could have staffed out the Keeper if he ran a little bit differently. But beside that, Czech was always behind. He was always behind. He only had this one fight and he kind of screwed that one up. Too bad, but a good Night of Mirror, a super close one.
Yeah.
But in the end, the level 6, it's something really rare to see. But if it breaks out, this Demon Hunter is slaying you apart.
Yeah, definitely having an entire level advantage in a mirror will, of course, win you this game. When it's a mirror match and it's both players playing the same tactics, it's all about shop control and hero levels. So that is definitely the way to go. Alright, exciting game 1. Let's see if both players continue to play bears or if one player is trying to go for talents this time.
Second map will be Nomad Isles. I think this is rather a bear map because a lot of people like to get bears and creep all the crazy creep camps they have, like the Red Spot, for example. But I've also seen people abuse the mercenary camps a lot and just take like everything there is and use more talents to that. But
Yeah.
most of the players will just use the nice bear tactics. Since I think it's easier to execute as well. This is also something that you have to keep in mind. Do you want to play a tactic that can be potentially be really really strong, but it's super crazy to execute? Because you need sick micro with the talent. You need the right amount of talents. You need the mana. You need the cyclone at the crucial moments. I think it's very hard to micro that. And then on top of things, if your opponent is going Mountain Giants, we have seen it with Taunt, you have to reset the fight all the time, reset your focuses. It's so disturbing.
There's a
But
lot
for
of
now, we're gonna stop this game.
there's a lot of pinging involved
Yeah.
with Moon's base. Don't know what's up there. Maybe neutral hero build order or something.
No, it's typical. Everything's
Oh
normal.
yeah, you can see the dots.
I'm not sure why people go crazy.
Yeah, maybe just a troll. Whatever.
Maybe it's like Moon is playing.
We are Nomad Isles. You mentioned it before. I think it's most likely that both players will play Bears since they've been playing this. We mentioned it for 12 years now. Both players are not fans of the Talon Mirror, as far as I know, and as far as I saw games of them in the past few weeks and months. But I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, but for a Bear Mirror, Nomad Isles doesn't really give you so much space, right?
Yeah, but you still got big traveling distances between bases. It looks kind of small, but to make it from one base to another, it takes quite some time. And on the other side, you can just by creeping that red spots with your bears and getting sick items. I don't know.
Yeah.
The creeping here with bears is so fast. Of course, with talents you can also creep, but you take a lot more damage to your heroes. You take a lot more damage to your units. With bears, you just rejuvenation everything or redo everything, and everything goes up to full HP once again. And yeah, I think these players just prefer to play that, especially Moon. I haven't seen Moon play anything else than Bears in Night of Mirror so far.
Me neither. I'm not so sure.
I think WCA just played Bears or this weird tier 1 expansion.
He
I don't
played a Tower Rush once, I guess.
I remember a Tower
With
Rush that failed miserably
Yeah,
on
that-
Amazonia.
That was really bad.
Wow, this was
But apart
one
from
of the
that,
worst strategies I've seen, but whatever.
yeah, apart from that, I think you're right. So, of course, if you're not that familiar with Nomad Isles, it's a 3-player map, very unusual, and it has red spots. They are not that crazy to creep, and it gives you one of the best items in the competitive game, which is like a 25-second invul potion, a scroll of restoration, which heals hit points and mana at the same time. So really, really huge items that you can get. Plus, of course, a big chunk of experience. So that's, especially in Mirror, that's what it's coming down to, I guess.
Yeah, it's just something very unique about this map, and this is also a reason why it's not included on any other maps, I guess. You don't have these drops on any other maps on competitive level, because it's just way too ridiculous sometimes, especially also the Stone Token guy.
Yeah.
This guy can just cause you so much pain. It's really sick.
Yeah, it's a stun, and it's good damage, and it's magic immune, so you can't dispel it. That is also a nice addition. On the other side, you can get the Furborgs, which are pretty much useless.
I still like them.
Well, you can dispel
If you
them.
get all three of them, if you get all three of them out and your opponent doesn't have any dispel, it's pretty good.
Yeah, well, in Night of Mirror, you always have dispel.
Yeah, Knight of Mirror it's shit, but also the Drake is kind of shit because you can dispel him. As long as a summoned unit can be dispelled, you can easily deal with it. So this is basically the cue about it. But the Golem cannot be dispelled. This is why he's so strong, and he lasts for like 3 minutes or something.
So we have Ring of Regeneration for Moon. We have the Pendant of Energy for Check. So not the best item for the guy in the red trunks. Let's see what people can do. Okay, a lot of creeping again, getting closer to level 3. Boots of Speed for Check, which is of course a nice addition.
Sentry Ward's great item here for Check. On the other side, we see all these sustainability items coming in for Moon. He's creeping his natural expansion. He grabbed the green spot next to it. While the other camps that Check grabbed so far were two consumable camps. One was a replenishment potion, the other one now is the Sentry Wards. So you can take your chances of what you like more. If you like more to get like sustainability items, or if you want to get some items with charges here. I think Sentry Ward is definitely one of the better items, but Ring of Regeneration I think is a great item to have.
Especially in the early game when it's a lot about creeping and you don't have rejuvenation yet. It saves you a lot of moon juice.
Wow, Moon getting the Shredder now, even going for some more creeping on the turtle. Sentry Ward being planted down close to the expansion. Is Check expecting this? Moon is losing his Shredder right now. Has to be really careful there. If the Demon Hunter finds him there, I think he's dead. So far, still looking strong here. Demon Hunter now going to chase a few Wisp. And what item does Moon find? A big Envu Potion once again.
That is so nice. Check killed at least one Wisp here, and Moon is close to level 4 already. That Shredder creep was really, really nice. Of course, medium armored turtles are pretty vulnerable to that Shredder, which does basically the damage like bear.
And the Hunter's Hall for Mr. Check is once again a little delayed. And Demon Hunter is chasing a Demon Hunter. Now both can actually burn them again, yeah. And now there's the burn from Check while Moon is not using it. In the meantime, he's creeping with the Naga here, and as it seems, Moon is rather going for a Keeper of the Grove or just keeping it to a Solar Hero, since he's already level 4. The way to level 6 is not that long.
That's true. Might be the right thing to do here, but of course, after level 5, you have to kill units and can't rely on creeping. So let's see what he will do. Naga for Check. And you're right, Moon playing this so far with a single Demon Hunter.
Yeah, and it's looking good because he's creeping in the meantime, which will give him the level 4, and he's also creeping on the... So he's creeping 2 spots simultaneously. One with the Demon Hunter, the other one was just killed by the Ancient of War. Good job denying that experience, but nonetheless, he will get the level 4 out of that. Naga's already level 2 by finishing the turtles, and yeah, this game is very passive. Very, very passive from both of the players.
Yeah, even more passive than the first game we saw.
And
Keeper of the Grove, alright. Not playing this single... And this is also interesting. Keeper of the Grove versus Naga. Definitely Naga the more aggressive way to go. A lot of area of effect damage, but only to 3 units. And you can't really control it on which 3 it's gonna hit. On the other side, you have an aura that throws back melee damage, which is obviously pretty nice if you encounter bears. And I think the Reddit thread stated that throughout a fight, it's most likely like 300 to 400 damage that gets thrown back. So it's definitely worth it. Maybe even better than Fork Lightning, but of course Naga not only providing the area of effect damage, but also heavy, heavy right-click damage and slow.
But it's definitely a difference, because the aura is throwing back damage whenever you attack, and the other damage, that Fork Lightning damage, is instantaneously. So you have to keep in mind that if you want to nuke something down and definitely prevent one of the Staff of Preservations being used, then the Fork Lightning is better, because you cannot staff a unit that just gets sniped instantly, while you can always stop attacking and not take any damage. So I think the Naga overall in fighting is better, but when it comes down to this ridiculous stuff that he's doing right now with the I will try to kill as many Wisps as possible and just entangle a few units every now and then I think it's definitely better to have the Keeper. And there's a Zapper hidden at the mercenary camp right now.
Very interesting by Moon. What's he gonna do? Maybe bomb the Moon Wells?
Yeah, they're close to each other, so he can actually bomb 2 Moon Wells, but he just figured it out. The Zeppelin spotted the Zapper, and now he can just keep track of everything. But so far he has to keep track of the Zeppelin from Moon here. He wants to bait him to one of the sides from the forest so that he can actually use the Zapper on the Moonwells, and now he actually got the position that he wanted his opponent to be in, and now he can detonate both of the Moonwells.
Boom! But there is instant repair. Demon Hunter following that up. 1 is down. Can he get the second one despite 3 Wisps repairing that? And he's slowed. No. So he doesn't get the full potential out of it. But still, 1 Moonwell. And now we're getting out of sync again.
But it's really fun how you can see how he tries to play with the attention of your opponent. You distract him, you get his attention somewhere else, and then you try to explode 2 of the Moonwells. It's really fun to see this little kind of mental warfare going on. I really like this kind of plays.
So, got a circle. Okay, now we're on sync again. Yeah, we see 2 Zeppelins.
Yeah, 2 Zeppelins, the one to keep track of the other. And now both of them have to chill. Jack has to chill inside of his main base, and Moon is just chilling on top of things. He could have expanded in the meantime since he got the Shredder on 1.4k wood, but there's also a sentry ward that would actually spot that.
Alright, I still see the circle running around, getting out of sync.
Very, very weird game so far. Moon is going for the very crazy aggressive style with the few units in the Zeppelin, while Czech is now creeping his natural expansion and getting a little bit more of experience. Wow, and there's actually a spot in the forest where you can drop down the units, and now he was able to kill the Zeppelin here from Czech, and Moon now got free reign over the air. There's no more vision here for Mr. Czech, and this is turning to be very, very annoying for Czech. So I guess he is just pissed about the whole situation, I guess.
Yeah, I might have to refresh this one. Not getting in sync again.
Not
그리고
looking
거북이 용병 모아가지고
Check. And I think Neo just found the solution to his problem.
Well, it's medium quality now, but I think it's gonna get better. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm back, I'm synced, I'm in good quality again.
Yeah, so far nothing really happened in the meantime. Moon is just applying pressure to his opponent, dropping on top of the Wisp. I think you should just send the Wisp on the other side of the map, the one that is completely untouched so far, so that there's absolutely or almost nothing that could have been attacked here. Not sure why he keeps the Wisp in the main base. He could just send them really over to the other side of the map, put them on the trees, and what is he supposed to do there in the main base if there's no Wisp? He could try to go for one of the Moonways, he can try to go for the Entangled Goldmine, but with a few units, one Archer, one Forest Troll, one Priest, and the Keeper, he's not having so much damage. So there's not much that he can actually do there.
Alright, here comes Jack trying to get into the main base of Moon. 4 Bears versus 4 Berserker again. So
yeah, returning the favor. The Zeppelin is still on the way to that fight. Really, really great. First bear is already down. Demon Hunter rejuvenated. No dispel yet on him. Finally, there is. The Keeper should be there in a few seconds. Still, the Zeppelin is still flying. A second bear is about to die. So far, great fight here from Czech. The Ancient of War is putting some more damage on the unit. Lightning Shield on top of the Demon Hunter here. Immediately being dispelled by Czech. Really well controlled. Is controlling the Dryad as well as the Forest Troll right now. Keeping all the bears alive. No, going for the first hero of his opponent. And I think at this point, Czech maybe has to retreat out of this fight. He accomplished a lot already, but now he doesn't have to overextend since there's still the defender's advantage, giving the Town Portal over to the Naga here, staffing out that Shredder, prevent him from dying. Is the Dryad going to die? Nope, it's not. And I think this was a really, really good fight for Mr. Czech.
That looks...
Them uncles!
Them uncles!
So Gucci!
Okay, he's still a few supply points down. But, of course, he can easily regenerate. Moon still had an Archer, killing that one. The Keeper of the Grove still level 2, so the leveling of Moon did not go that well. A little scan here to see the army. So, Moon thought he would go with the Shredder to go for a harass. But he's keeping him in the base. With 2,300 lumber, I think it would be a nice addition to that drop.
But you can really see how he wanted to exchange favors here. He was like, dude, you are pissing me off so hard. You are flying above the forest. You are harassing my Wisp the entire day, the entire game. And I just want to hit you inside that main base. He kept the Demon Hunter inside his main to keep track of the Zeppelin and attack him with the Orb of Venom. And then he said, like, enough is enough. I will go for your main base right now and force you into a fight. And now Moon is going for the drop here. Is the Dryad able to survive there? Is there a staff? No, there's no staff, and the fight breaks out one more time.
Here we go, immediate entangle, focusing that one bear, getting rid of it with a Wisp, but staffing him out. And the Zeppelin, of course, a huge advantage for Mr. Moon, but he has only 2 bears against 4, if I count that correctly. Demon Hunter hitting that Zeppelin hard, and it's all gonna go down, and now everything is dizzy, everything is slowed, and Moon can never pick that fight here.
Yeah, no, once again, his army is separated. We have the one pack with the Dryad and the Keeper, and on the other side, we have the Bears in the main base. But it's 60 supply from Moon against, I think, 56 or 49 supply actually here for Czech. If he sees that army and counts correctly, he should come to the conclusion that this is not a fight that he wants to take close to Moon Wells of his opponent, because the advantage is definitely in favor of Moon here.
Whew, pretty interesting again. Yeah, he can fight at his own base. Demon Hunter level 4 immediately picking up that mercenary. The Dryad split from the Bears, so they are easily accessible for Naga and Demon Hunter. Moon is diving right in onto that Naga, forcing that Invu potion. Bears fighting against each other, but Moon has a better concave here. Berserker is getting hit after hit after hit, almost going down. Oh my god! The Demon Hunter of Czech goes down. Naga as well. Moon taking the series 2-0.
Yeah, absolutely, leaving absolutely no chance for Czech here. Of course, he had a few really great comebacks in both of the games. He had one fight where he was really superior to his opponent, but in the end, Moon just having the edge on everything. It's looking way too good. Like, Moon is really back in shape, I guess, especially when it comes down to Knight of Mirror. I thought Czech can definitely take on him, but so far it's not looking good.
Well, so far, this is Moon advancing to the quarterfinals. So we have 7 out of 8 players for the quarterfinal, and there's only 1 remaining. That's either gonna be Jaizo, Reprisal, or Moon. And since everybody is complaining about lag, I'm gonna change something real quick. Well, can I do this like this?
You could actually also go to the normal stream and see how huge the delay actually is between the two of us. When you cast, maybe the Twitch stream is working better from Sungo for you.
I just changed something, because usually I use the goodgame.ru restream function, so I can stream to Good Game and Twitch at the same time. Maybe that was causing problems.
Okay. So far we have 2 Night Elf players qualified. Or now we have 3 Night Elf players qualified. Names are Loliot, Moon, and Remind. Definitely the upper class of Night Elf. Then we have Minyuk, a really old Orc player from back in the days who was able to succeed and advance to the next stage. Then we have 2 other players going up to the round of 16 or round of 8. It is round of 8. I think it's round of 8 there.
Round of 8, yeah.
We have Belief and Lucifer going. And of course, the Focus, the Orc, one of the tourist packs from WCA, also already qualified for that. And now we have the Moons joining them. And the last player will be the winner of Czech against the winner of the Human Mirror.
Yeah. Reprisal or Jaizo in the lower bracket in the lower bracket final. Afterwards, we're gonna have the consolation final where Czech is waiting at the moment. So I'm seeing this correct, that we have no human players so far, right?
No human players so far.
Right.
But from Korea, it's kind of
normal.
It's kind of sad, because I think Emo Fan sometimes is performing very well.
Yeah.
But he lost against Minyuk. First round, he was able to win against Minyuk 2-0. Then Lulaya took him out with 2-0. Then he had to play again against Minyuk, and then he lost 1-2. So Emo Fan can definitely perform well. And last week, we haven't had any human players, right?
No, we had 2 Night Elves, 2 Undead.
Ah, true. So yeah, not too many human players coming from Korea here, but we still got a chance of at least 1 advancing.
Yeah, I think Reprisal is the favorite now. You're about to witness what's going on, who's gonna qualify. It's down to 3 players now. Moon winning that group very convincingly. 2-1 against Reprisal, 2-0 against Czech. We are going into a small commercial break, and then we're gonna follow it up with Jaizo versus Reprisal.